What was a loophole that you found and exploited the hell out of? Back when Hollywood Video was around, they would guarantee new releases to be in stock. If they rented out all of their copies in the store, then they would give you a voucher for a free rental. I was in college at the time and would go into the store near my college campus at around 10 PM on a Friday night. There was simply no way for them to have any copies left by that time, so I would collect whichever vouchers were available. Rinse, repeat. Cheaper than Redbox. Back in the day of flip phones, can't do this anymore. I had a Razor which I fucking loved, and learned that if I dipped the screen in water and put it in the freezer, freezing the water, the screen would stop working, but everything else continued to work fine. The sticker behind the battery was never touched and didn't change color. I would do this whenever my phone got scratched and then call up saying my screen stopped working. I would send it and they sent me a new one for free. Did it about 5 times. I discovered this because I left it out in the snow by accident once. It was awesome. I used to play a lot of backgammon in Yahoo games, and some people were real jerks when losing. Most commonly they'd stall the game by taking the maximum 5 minutes per move, hoping I'd resign. I learned a way to boot these people off Yahoo for as long as I wanted by trying to log into their account. When I used the wrong password 10 times, the account was locked for 24 hours. They couldn't log in again until I chose to allow it. Worked at Walmart. Employees can't take advantage of mismatched prices. See 3DS XL labeled at $70 when they first came out. Friend is with me. Hand him money to pay for it. Get new 3DS XL for $70. My university requires that you change your password every few months or so. The new password can't be on that you've used in the past. Naturally this sucks because I have to remember yet another password. But you forget your password and reset it. It can be anything and it counts towards changing your password. I've had the same password for my entire college career. Complained to Chipotle Corporate when the hours were on the door and it was closed Sunday during my lunch hour. Got a free burrito card in the mail. Went back later in the week. Ordered a burrito. Double chicken. Extra beans. Extra rice. Grilled peppers. Extra cheese. Extra salsa. Double guac $$. Oh shit, this thing is huge, you better double up the tortilla. Man, you should have seen this motherfucker drawing up the wrapper with his black marker. Giant C, 2 circles around it, forward slashes, backslashes, guac x2 circled, some Sanskrit and I'm pretty sure even a tilde. He followed the burrito to the register like I was going to tuck it under my wing and march on the fuck out to there. He shoulder surfed the cashier while she rung up this $20 monstrosity. Shoulder seen the look on Dudeman's face when I pulled that card out and smiled and said, "Here ya go." God, my coworkers are still laughing about it. Years ago when online poker was a thing in the US, there were sites that let you look at statistics on other players. They'd give you like one free look, but I realized you could just manually change the player's name in the link and get unlimited free statistics from them. I used it a lot to see if someone was a good player or not before sitting down at tables with $20+ buy-ins. I worked at sandwich shop when I was a young lass. We were allowed one free sandwich for the entirety of our employment there. Being an endless pit of hunger 16-year-olds are, I was determined to get as many free sandwiches as possible. If someone called in a phone order and never picked it up, the sandwich was fair game for employees after an hour. So I would text my friends to call in the sandwich I wanted and then never pick it up. Every day I got free sandwiches. It was amazing. If I didn't eat it, I would bring it to school the next day and sell it. I was in 10th grade when rubrics had recently been made mandatory for all school projects. The marks had to be bucketed into different mandatory categories, and teachers were still getting the hang of it. For science class, we had to construct a leaflet for the endangered animal we were assigned. I was assigned the leatherback sea turtle, quite a majestic soft-shell turtle, the largest of all turtle kind. The rubric handed out with the assignment bucketed the grade equally into 4 categories: overall appearance, layout of leaflet, use of relevant images, and content. That's some bullshit, right? 3 categories dedicated to appearance, 1 category to content. So naturally, I ended up handing in a piece of construction paper folded in thirds, covered in nothing but glitter, turtle silhouette cutouts, and about 15 fancy pictures of sea turtles. There wasn't a single word on that leaflet, barring the construction paper litter cutouts forming the words leatherback sea turtle, pasted in an arch shape at the top of the leaflet. I got a grade of 75/100ths. I hate having a great answer to late. I coach a high school team. We recently bought airfare with Spirit Airlines to take 9 students to a competition. 2 of the students cancelled about a month out from the trip, and we had to replace them with 2 different students. Spirit Airlines policy, no name changes. Can't even pay a fee to change the name. The tickets are basically lost. I have to buy new tickets. Spirit's customer service is overseas, and they plainly don't care at all about customer service, because they don't actually work for Spirit etc. Except that Spirit Airlines does allow passengers to correct misspellings, and these folks don't really recognize nonsense names. So over 4 calls, I changed the names of the cancelled students to the names of the new students, 2 letters at a time. No one at Spirit customer service made a note, because who would care, and no one ever notices that the correct names during the intermediate steps were nonsense. Also, fuck Spirit. I spent 5 years on a US Navy submarine. Every 2 years we would do a 6-month-long deployment called Westpac Point. On my second deployment I got boondoggled with a few other dudes. Basically, the boat goes out for deployment without us, and we got sent to attend various training schools in Pearl Harbor for the first half of the deployment, then catch a flight to meet the boat. So we watched the boat steam off, and then caught a flight to Pearl Harbor. We show up with our orders to check in, but there was some miscommunication. Office personnel done fucked up. We aren't enrolled in any of our classes. We don't have barracks, meal chits, nothing. They had no idea we were coming. They give us something called an unavailability chit, which allowed us to stay at any reasonably priced hotel on the gov's dime. So naturally we found a palatial estate a block away from Waikiki. We show up for muster the next day and the PO more or less just told us, yeah, I don't want to see you guys again, ever. We couldn't get a hold of our boat because it was underwater doing secret things shhh. Once the yeomen got their shit on straight, they realized that our return plane tickets were already paid for and paperworked up, so they just said fuck it, we'll do it live. We were getting a per diem and having our housing covered by the Navy. Never had to muster for work, never had to check in anywhere. On top of that, we were still collecting our normal pay and allowances, CPay, bar, etc. For 3 months. I grew a beard, got high as fuck as often as possible, learned to scuba dive, did some surfing, had sex with a bunch of international tourists, went on pub crawls every weekend, did some hiking, lots of snorkeling. Woke up on the beach a few times with no recollection of how I got there. Best vacation ever. Thanks, Navy. A long time ago, Hostess Chips was the major brand in Canada at the time, had a Mario Brothers promo. You got a bingo card in each bag of chips, and every card was a winner. You had to scratch 3 of 9 areas, and if you matched the icons you won. One of my friends figured out that using a tin can with a tiny hole punched in the bottom, and then dropped down onto a 100W light bulb, you could see through the card and find the winning spots to scratch. This spread around town and a week later there wasn't a single bag of chips to be found anywhere. Sold out all over town. We all had garbage bags of open chips around. I won one grand prize, which was a Super Mario Brothers game. A couple of years ago at work, I was browsing Dick Smith's website and noticed they had a sale that reduced the price of all items below $50 by $10. I thought to myself, I wonder if I can try to purchase something for less than $10 and get it for free low, and behold it works. So me and 2 co-workers ended up ordering about 15 miscellaneous items between us. 3.5mm extension cables, torch, phone chargers, stuff like that, before Dick Smith seemingly cottoned on. Not a huge exploit by any means, but we had a good chuckle to ourselves when a few days later there were 15 small individual packages waiting for us at the reception area in our office.